Now, we've not done a lot of work on talking about Masterworks of the figure of Maitreya, the Bodhisattva and the deity. There's very few examples of Maitreya as a deity in Vajrayana Buddhism. I can only think of really one where he has 3 faces and 4 arms. And I'm not even sure what tradition that's coming out of. But it can be found in the Rinzhung Gyatso of Taranata and the Rinzhung Lentop of I think it's the 4th Panchen Lama, according to the Ganden Podrang system of enumeration. Now, the painting is not so complicated because a lot of the paintings are late, and they fall into 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th century primarily. And we have some very good examples of that. We just haven't done a video so far. Now, the sculpture is much more complicated because we have far more examples of sculpture of Maitreya than we do paintings. And it is extremely difficult to select masterwork sculpture because there are just so many of them from all different time periods, regions, and sculptural traditions, sculptural styles. So we have Indian examples, we have Pala, we also have Swat, and we have Kashmir. Then we even have West Tibet, we have Central Tibet. Then within Central Tibet, of course, we get monastic period from the 13th, 14th century, and then we get early and late Nepalese periods as well. So coming out of the Kasamala, the Yatse, and also coming out of just the Kathmandu Valley, and itinerant metal workers traveling in Tibet. But from the Tibetan side, we have the monastic period, but then after that, we have the Sonam Gyaltsen gilded atelier from Tang Province. And with this, we just have a very large number of very high quality pieces. And then we also have quite a number of the ungilded Tsang atelier for the Maitreya. After that, of course, now I think we might have a few densitil pieces, but then we move into really the more Lhasa-centric period of the 16th, 17th century, and then the takeover of the Ganden Podrang in the 17th century. Now, after this period, just shortly after this, we have just some fantastic examples of Mongolian Zanabazar representations, and then we also move into the Kangxi and Qianlong periods in northern China, the emperors of China, and they have 2 types really of Maitreya sculpture. They have contemporary for the time, but then they have this restoration period style where they're recreating Swat, Kashmir, and early Tibetan examples of Maitreya sculpture, which makes the dating very, very confusing. So the whole point of this video is just to be a Maitreya sculpture overview and looking at the complexity of trying to choose masterworks of sculpture when there are just so many to choose from, and then you have to divide them up between region, time period, and style. And it is really quite the challenge as to how to divide it all up, and it will probably involve creating quite a number of Masterworks pages for the individual styles that we're talking about. So we'll leave it there. You can press like, you can subscribe, you can join HAR and Patreon, you can also make a donation to Himalayan Art Resources.